Right, good morning, everyone. Quiet at the back, please. Thank you. Welcome to this unbelievable venue, really stunning. Sorry that those of you online are not able to drink in the whole beauty of the building. It's quite stunning. Thank you all so much for coming. We've managed to brave fuel shortages and COVID crisis, and we're here in person, and it's very exciting for those of us that are here. And we're also really delighted to be running it as a hybrid event. So we've got loads of people joining online. So welcome to you as well. Particularly welcome to those of you that are joining through our sponsored places for the Lion Grower Grants for Black and people of colour. We're really delighted to be able to support and welcome you. So I hope you find it interesting and useful. So it's really good to have that spread of people online and in person. We'd like also to our sponsors this year, particularly our two main sponsors, DJX and Riverford. I think it's fair to say with the complexity of running this event this year, without that commitment from our sponsors, we might well have chickened out and not run it. So having that commitment early on was really vital. So thank you both. Thank you also to our session sponsors, so Agroecology, Biodynamic Agriculture College, Chelsea Green Publishing, Real Seeds and Unicorn. So we're really grateful to you for sponsoring those individual sessions, and to all of our other sponsors. I was going to say which are on the thing, but they're not on the thing, but they are in your programme, and we'll be mentioning you as well during the thing. So just make sure you visit stalls, buy their stuff, support them as they support us. We're a small organisation. Without all of those partnerships and cooperation, we wouldn't be able to run things like this. So thank you all. A couple of sort of housekeeping stuff. So teas and coffees. I hope you've all found your way to the tea and coffee at the back. If you can, hold on to your cup and reuse it, because it's us that have got to put it in the dishwasher and wash it up. So ideally, 1 cup per person. There might be some marker pens, flip chart pens, you can write your name on it or something, but try and hang on to it if you can. There are others if you don't, so that's fine. For lunch, we do have we have 75 vegan sandwiches and fruit being delivered. We had to commit to numbers before we knew exactly how many people were coming. So I don't think we quite have a sandwich for every person. So if you're desperate for a sandwich, get in there quickly. It's £5, which is cost price. We're not making any money on that. But there is also a food hall just on the other side of the road. They've got meat pies. So if you don't want a vegan thing, if you want some meat, they've got meat pies and other snacks. So nobody's going to starve. But if you're particularly keen to have the sandwich, get in there quickly. Hopefully you found the Wi-Fi if you want it, which is Stretford Public Hall Guest. And do tweet. There's the hashtag Organic Matters 21. So do sort of contribute on that as well. And obviously we're hoping our online people will contribute to that. So yes, it's a hybrid event, as I think we mentioned. So if you don't want to be on film, sit at the back behind the cameras. So it is all being filmed, particularly if you're not happy with the back of your hairstyle. That's from me. I'm going to hand over to Tony, who's going to talk a little bit more about the health and safety stuff.
Good, thank you, Ben. Good morning, everybody. Just a bit more housekeeping for those of you who are here in person, and those of you online, just bear with us for a moment. So usual things, toilet, as you can see, downstairs, and signs at the back. Fire, there is no fire drill planned today, so if the alarms do go off, it is a genuine emergency. So fire exits, 2 from this hall, 1 behind you there. Another here. Just make your way downstairs out of the building, and the assembly point is in the car park. So COVID, genuinely, the safety is the most important priority here today. And I just want to thank those of you who have come today for your cooperation so far with things like lateral flow tests and enduring having your temperature taken. Thank you very much. It's really important. So during the sessions itself, as you can see, we've set out the chairs to enable social distancing. Of course, if you're from the same household, of course, you can sit close together, but otherwise, please observe that. when we're not in sessions and we're moving around a number of things, we've got the whole run of the building today. So please use all the space down in the foyer. So if you can just avoid congregating in large numbers, that would be great. The same goes for when we're queuing for refreshments. Just really be mindful and use all the space that's available to us to make sure that we all stay safe. Masks, as I say, we're not asking you to wear masks when you're sitting down in the conferences, but in the same way, that in the same system that restaurants and cafes use, if you can ask you to wear masks when you're moving around, that would be fantastic. So that's it from me. Thank you very much. I think we can get on with the conference now.
Thank you, Tony. So I assume that most of you know who the OGI are, but just in case any of you are unsure, we're a membership CIC, community interest company. We're run by growers, for growers. We're all about exchanging knowledge, sharing, representing our members, and having fun. I think it's written into our articles that we have to have fun. It's a big part of it. So if you're not already a member, do join. It's worth joining just for the magazine, which Phil edits unbelievably. For so long, he does an incredible job. You know, I would pay my membership just for that magazine, but we do have the forum, we run the events, and we do the representation and lots of other things. So do support us. It's well worth it. If any of you feel particularly moved to be closely involved, we would love to have more people on the board, particularly some younger people and probably some more women. We're all a little bit male and old, most of us. So it'd be great to have some new blood on the board. So if you feel like you want to get involved, do let us know, or get in touch afterwards. So Helen, Helen's going to give a bit of a welcome to the North session. Session. That's so few words.
Hello, everyone. Yeah, I'm Helen Dodd, and I'm part of the Kindling Trust, and I run our Farm Start programme which is based in Stockport. It's a real pleasure to welcome you all here to Manchester. I know some of you in the room are actually from Manchester. But yeah, for a few reasons, I'm really excited. One, because we're able to have a live event. Two, because we're actually having it in Manchester and we can just get rid of the flavour of the Conservative conference. Also because there's a programme of really interesting workshops. I'm pleased because, as I understand it, they're being recorded. So it means I don't have to panic about missing anything, which is usually what happens for me at these workshops. I just get a bit like, not seeing everything, I'm not soaking up all that knowledge. There is a really strong network in Manchester of local growers, small growers, buyers that really support the local growers, and a real core group of people who are trying to get good local organic food out to Greater Manchester and beyond. I know that there are some people in the room from Manchester and Greater Manchester, so I'd really like it if you could just make yourselves apparent to the rest of the room so people can see you, know who you are, have a chat about local growing. Great. Oh, good. More than I thought. Excellent. That's really good. Before I finish, just for those of you who don't know, there are two really exciting visits tomorrow in the morning. One is to Farm Start, that's the first one, and that's in Stockport. You can book online, and also the follow-up will be to Gleeblands Market Garden. Dan over there runs that, and that will be a really exciting visit. Haven't been for a long time myself, but yeah, I would recommend that to anybody who hasn't yet looked into it. Yeah, that's it. Just have a really super day and enjoy Manchester for anybody who's just staying and doesn't know it, and see you tomorrow.
Thank you, Helen. Yeah, we're delighted to be here. It's really and good to have local growers, so thank you. So I'm just going to give a quick introduction to the conference. Then what will happen is we've got the three different rooms, as you can see from your programme. this is the main session. So this is the sponsored sessions are in this room. And then there's 2 rooms downstairs, the old library and the underhall. They've got a name on the door, so it should be easy to find. So back the way you came down. We're still learning on the hybrid thing, so we hope it all goes smoothly. But if we do have any teething problems, and we've had 1 or 2 speakers who have not been able to come and are presenting remotely, so we'll have a bit of sort of jiggling around that. So I hope that it all goes well, but do bear with us if things take a little while to organise that. So, I mean, I'm particularly happy, I think, to be here because we couldn't run one last year. And it feels like we've all been a bit desperate to get together and talk and share experiences and feel part of that big community, which for me has always been one of the exciting things of being an organic grower. I started in gardening before I discovered you guys. And then when I did discover you guys, it was like, oh, where have you been? Why didn't I find you earlier? So I'm particularly jealous of very young growers who have sort of already discovered this. I'd sort of been growing for 10 years before I found it. So it feels really, really good after a break to be able to do that. And, you know, things are not great out in the world, are they? Particularly in horticulture, we've got increased costs, we've got labour costs, we've got fuel shortages. You know, there's a lot of things being thrown at us as growers. You know, most of these things are out of our control to some extent, and they're exposing the fragility of this just-in-time supply chain that we've got. But then, you know, you look around at what we're doing in this room probably, and I think we've got some of the answers, we've got some of the solutions. We're already operating at a slightly alternate level anyway. Most of us, I'm guessing, are supplying directly, more locally. You know, we have something to offer, not just each other, but also solutions for the wider world. So I think, to me, that's what this is about. This is about how do we position ourselves as organic growers to the rest of the world. The world's finally waking up, I think, to the urgency of the climate crisis. I think most people still have no idea what to do about it and feel quite powerless. As growers, we're right at the coalface. We're not only experiencing that climate change, but we're also able to do something about it. We can grow, you know, in harmony with nature. We can operate within those natural systems. And that to me feels quite powerful. And when I talk to some of the really large scale growers, they feel less empowered to do something about it. And when I talk to smaller growers, you know, although there's still all of those things happening, it feels like we can do more somehow. And that to me is what this is about. It's about sharing those experiences, sharing what works well. We've got some very experienced growers here as delegates. We've got some very new growers. So I'd love that exchange to happen. You know, I remember being terrified when I first came to these and not wanting to ask stupid questions of the older growers and thinking, you know, they'd realize how stupid I was and ignorant. So, you know, I think, you know, if you are an experienced grower and you see someone standing on their own, go and talk to them. And, you know, younger growers, don't be afraid to ask what you think is a stupid question, because we've all been there. And so I really hope we get lots of debate. I hope we get lots of discussion. I'd like it all to be very respectful and, you know, understanding of where we are and what our levels are and what our positions are. So I think there's an amazing lineup of sessions. So well done to Phil and the team for pulling that all together. It's been a real labour for him. I think he's done a fantastic job. So enjoy the conference, enjoy all the sessions, and we'll see you back here at some point. Thank you.